So generally, you know, you got that weaker economy. Now's when you come back into it. You can break Complexity's money. But MIBR actually going with pistols and no armor. Stewie even taking out a scout without armor. That's pretty unusual. But they started out with the opening kill. You know, this is a really important round because you've got that chance to come and just slap Complexity out, you know? Break their money, leave them in the dust with nothing to play for, and then MIBR get a great start. But this buy, alright, let's talk a little bit about it. You've got a really high damage output on the scout. The potential for the one-shot headshot, sure, that's on most players with the Deegs in play. But the scout's going to be able to tag players for up to 70 damage, while then the Deagles can just get that one-hit kill. Apparently they don't even need it though. Fur and Cold Zera landing those, it's all of a sudden into a 2 versus 5. Ye and Stanislaw have to do all the work, and this is some heavy lifting that they're going to have to pull off. Well, with only Ye left alive, I think it's safe to say this round's gone the way of MIBR. 28 seconds on the clock. He's got the bomb, but he doesn't really have the kills. He hasn't got the information. He's out in the open. And he's down on the floor. And that's a really solid round for MIBR, not just because they've broken the money of Complexity. Not just because they've claimed a 3-1 lead, almost guaranteed to 4-1, with Complexity forcing that's maybe a 5-1 on offer. But let's ignore all of that. Look at the free weapons they've gotten. You know, they're walking out of that round with 3 AKs. They invested, what, a little under 4K? And they've got that massive payoff for what they've invested into it. Like Stewie, Cold, and Fur, having just lost a round, they win 1 round. They're on between 4 and 5K with AKs, with armor, with util. You're living the high life at that point. Oh, this is risky by Tarek. Look at the aggression in apartments. He's going all the way up there. He has support on short, but that's not going to do any good for him. Pushing in there, finds a kill. Backing off is almost impossible, though. It's a one-and-done position. And up against this force buy, which they didn't know it was a force buy, to be fair, I think they should have known that it was going to be at least an eco. So not really one you want to go up close on, but at least Tarek does find the one. The bomb's dropped now as well. It's all on Ye. Let's see if he can pull it off this time. He hasn't got the bomb in his possession, but they don't know where he is. That's the one upside he's got going for him. They suspect it, though. And as you can see, Fallen finds the kill. 4-1. And with Complexity game in there going for the buy, it really hampers their ability moving forward. Because they have to go for that eco now. It would have been better to take it on the head. You see, they're not even going to have an amazing buy, considering that they've lost, you know, 2 consecutive rounds. If they'd have just taken the eco in the previous round, they could really compete for this one. They'd be able to get the off out and the util. But from what would be just 1 free round for MIBR, now it's turning into 2. As of course, with the Glocks here, only 1 P250 on death. Nobody else is bought up. It really isn't going to be looking good for Complexity. Finding the bomb plant is obviously the objective for them right now. They're probably not living on too much of a cloud that they believe they'll win the round, but if they can just find 2 kills on a bomb site and get the bomb down, they're going to be perfectly happy with their progress. It's worth noting, I don't think Complexity can be relegated at this point within the NA Pro League. I think they're safe for this season, but it would be nice to see them boop themselves up. If they win both of these games and Cloud and United both lose, they can find themselves tying for that 6th spot, you know. That would be a nice place to be. Actually, as they've got an OT win, I think they'd actually take that spot off Ince if they can claim 2 wins. So then they'd be in the upper bracket for the playoffs. That's where they want to be. So kind of an important game for Complexity. Yeah, this is really one that they want to be coming out on top with. And as well, they're up against MIBR, the top dogs. The top dogs in North American Counter-Strike right now, anyways. Well, with 5-1 on the scoreboard, Complexity obviously looking to connect this round. It's a very important one for them, but as you can see, their utility's pretty lacking at the moment. Using a lot of it here to pressure out that mid control, and it doesn't even really work. I mean, First still in a prime position to pick them off as they push out. Android just below his sight. If he just stands up, he'd catch the glimpse of the head, but he's waiting for the top mid peak, and the smoke's already faded. That's very slow by Complexity, but too slow this time, not keeping in mind their own utility and what parts of the map were actually behind those smokes, you know, when those smokes were actually fading. Bit of a lackluster approach, and it cost them pretty heavily. Smoke goes down on the cross. That's going to at least make sure Stewie's not a problem, or you would hope so, but Stewie, the smoke criminal, goes on through. There's 2 kills on the board. Bomb dropped, and it's all on Ye. They know where he is. There's absolutely no chance of this round going the way of Complexity. Stewie even finishes it off with a 3rd kill, and that's 6-1. And up against MIBR, when you throw a smoke down, I think the biggest mistake you can make is to turn away from it. You know at that point, there's going to be a guy coming through here in a couple seconds. That almost gave me a heart attack, but bullets, luckily, a tactical pause for Complexity, isn't it? I mean, there's not too much to think about there. Yeah, that's a tank pause for Complexity at 8-1. There you go. Not too much of a surprise. And look, that's kind of demotivating, right, for Complexity. They just took that full buy. They had the AKs, the utility, they had the AWP. They had everything they could possibly want, and just getting shut down by that ramp aggression, it's really not what you want. You need to be able to get the trades in that situation. And it ended up being the Palace player that got one trade, but that was it. This is where we need a serious level of commitment from the Complexity side. They're a man down. It's a double op setup on the CT side again, but this is the first time we've really seen Tarek have the impact with the op. It's mostly just been Fallen and Stewie, I think, in these rounds, claiming the majority of the opening kills. With Def already eliminated, Complexity have got that mid control, so at least something to work with there. The bomb not in their control, and Stewie just goes straight through that smoke in the back of a flashbang, finds himself a double. And again, it's fine. That's perfectly fine. That's all they need. 4 versus 2. The man advantage firmly in play for MIBR. Now Complexity have to figure out, you know, what do we want to do with this? Oh, we've got a bit of mid control. We've got no smokes left. We can go short, which is pretty much the correct decision. I mean, with no smokes, you don't want to be just walking up that connector, taking the battle towards Avery. You know that there's going to be an op in play, but Fur takes the peak at the ideal moment. Oh, go for the skin, Fur. That golden AK looks a lot nicer than the red line. It's more expensive too. That's the one you want. But that's MIBR's real worry right now. What skin do I have on my AK? Because that's all they've had to worry about. Complexity are the ones calling another tactical pause, just in case you're wondering what's going on. As they're going for a bit of a mix buy. You see, Dev's already bought a scout, but does he get armor to back that up? And do they go and really commit into this? Well, probably not. Realistically, it should be the likes of the Deagles coming out with body armor. I just hope Dev can get the work done with the scout. The interesting thing is, though, you know there's 2 ops in play, right? Complexity have that information. They've been taken down by Fallen a couple of times, and Tarek, the secondary, has found a couple of his own. Or perhaps just one, but either way, Tarek's killed someone with the op, so they know that he's got an AWP as well. And so at that point, you can kind of see them going for a bit of a faster strategy, right? That's what you would expect, but instead they want to take the fights up against this AWP. Now, it goes well at the start for MIBR, but Fallen's on 30 HP. One deagle shot and he's going to be taken down. It seems a little bit reckless. I mean, to try and win out that fight up against the op, it's brave. Let's put it that way. You got to admire the grind, the attempt from Def, but it doesn't work. Now just throwing over that scout to Shazam to see what he can do with it. Again, only one more shot needed to take Fallen down, so it's not the worst situation in the world. But maneuvering towards the B bomb site. There's Tarek showing himself on the AWP again. Shazam's going to try to take him down, and he does so. The wallbang headshot. Now B's open for business. Only for her to hold down. The Molotov's going to delay them for sure. Or maybe not. Look at that. Ye going straight on through the molly. Finds himself an opening on the AWP. This is looking a whole lot better now for Complexity. Coming into this round with fire, but in comes Coldzera. It's 2 kills on the board. And Ye is the last alive on 50 HP from the molly earlier on. Stewie's already spotted him and taken him down. 10-1, big plays coming in again. Coldzera the one this time to be finding those frags. And interestingly, I mean, he's top fragging 15 for 3. It felt like most of the impact, to be honest, from what we've seen anyways, has been Fallen and Stewie. Gold's that kind of background player so far, just consistently finding 1 or 2 in all these rounds. And that's what you want. With Complexity now, 1 round on the board up against 10. They need to win all of these rounds, and they know it. Going in for the full investment. Utility's a little bit lacking, which is surprising considering Stanislaw and Android both have money to spare. Oh, but Stani... Oh, excuse me. Stani found the opening kill. Traded back and forth and back and forth. We're into a 3 versus 3. Tarek getting very aggressive on short, just walking up with the AWP. He's got to have some impact now. He knows they're over towards connector. P250 even comes out, spamming away before he aims, but still finds the kill. They should have an idea that Fallen's towards CT. They know that he's opping at this point. Is it going to be bad Fallen? Is he going to go aggressive? I don't think so. Playing this smart now. Tarek in there with the wallbang. Yay on 15 HP. Now's the time they can afford to swap over the likes of an AK indeed. Tarek does that, takes down Shazam. Good night and sweet dreams, as it's only going to be Ye left alive. 15 HP on the board. Now let's get this from his perspective. 2 headshots. That's all that he needs. This is such an important round for Complexity to win out. The time's on his side at least, but they've already closed in the distance. Tarek now tapping the bomb. Ye has to do something about it. Tarek's just sticking it.
Bomb has been
Okay. Fallen wins the fight in the end, but I mean, he tapped it once, he taps it again, he heard a smoke go down too. You gotta go for that peek. I mean, pros don't fake. Or pros don't fake twice, I guess. Well, that's a big XD and a hard rip. As Tarek's again opening things up over towards the B-bomb side, Complexity just consistently losing these opening duels. Oh, okay. They must have heard me coming in with 2 already. Fur looking to hold down B by himself. He's doing all the work, but it's all on Stewie. He's got to do some of his own, finding a 2K. He can't let Fur show him up like that. Let's see if he can do so. Closing in from short. 2 AKs in play. They're watching it though. Stanislaw has eyes on for maps. What a flick by Stewie. That damage forces Stanislaw off the angle. 15 HP. He's got to be much more conserved about his peaks from this point forward. Just running over towards the site. Look at the confidence on display here by Stewie. He knows where one is, spots out apps is clear. He should suspect Stanislaw to be on the bomb side at this point. Oh, but not able to connect the kill. Finally a round goes down for Complexity as they bring it 11-2. Still 11-4 is the best possible scoreline for them right now. And with the T side just really falling apart for them, I'm not feeling it. I feel like MIBR have just started this out a little bit too dominantly, realistically. Oh, Stewie 2K comes in with the opening onto Stanislaw, a second as well. It's the triple op setup and triple kills coming through as Stewie secures the bomb towards T-spawn. Now, they don't know that, but Complexity now have to rotate back over to get it, offering Stewie up even more kills. He's heard them pushing over. He now knows he has the bomb, going in for the peek. He's flashed. So close to finding the kill as well. Not quite going to connect it, though. First dropped as well. This could get a little bit risky. 2 ops still in play, but Ye's managed to pick one up now. He's got the opportunity, if they go in for the peek here, to take them down with Stewie's weapon. And there it is, the wallbang headshot onto Tarek. Opens things up. It's a 2 versus 2. Complexity have got the advantage because MIBR are so spread out at this point. It's a 2 versus 1 wherever Complexity go. They just have to group up and make sure they're able to trade. They should be able to get the bomb plant down. And Fallen's actually going to be rotating over towards CT. He just wants to make sure that he's not going to be caught out. You know, sitting over towards the actual CT angle is going to offer him, you know, way too many angles to be flanked on. Way too many angles to worry about. Sitting in window, though, he has to still think about a boost, which could come through, and indeed it does. Def's able to find one onto Fallen there, catching him out on the boost Lele. And again, it's on Cold Zero. We saw him come through before, and indeed he is the top fragger for the squad. So no better man for the job. They're both looking over towards Connector, though. They're ready for that peak, and it's Ye with 4 kills to bring Complexity through a ray of hope. And that's interesting because in general, Complexity have got a 30% win... Excuse me, a 30% win ratio after they lose the opening duel. And you can kind of see that represented, right? A lot of the times here, they're losing the opening almost every round, and they're following through. They're losing it. But right there, they lose 3 to Stewie and still manage to pull it back. You can't help but feel it was due to a little bit of over-aggression coming through from MIBR. But even with that in play, great shots. He can't take anything away from Ye. He's hitting all his shots. He's got the patience. And now, despite an 11-3 scoreline, MIBR are actually sitting themselves on a bit of a 4 spot. You can see Stewie's only got a CZ. And they haven't even been dying that much. Well, it looks like a couple steps there heard by Cold Zera towards apartments, but doesn't know if they're going to be coming towards B or not. You'll have to see Cold holding down apps with that AWP. Tarek instead going to be taking the M4. He's consistently been that secondary opera now throughout this map at least, but giving Cold a chance to shine. Gotta be careful now. Oh, he probably didn't quite notice that he saw the hip of Def there. Thing is, the rotation's coming up. You can see Android slowly making his way up through here. That's going to be dangerous because Coldzera is lurking. He's got that up and he finds an opening. And now going to look to connect even more. The boost comes over. Apartments flashbang. There's the shot hit. Def. Oh, Stanislaw's down. USP deployed. He's going in for the kill on Def. A little bit unlucky. He catches the player jumping across. But now Tarek should have an easy time. Def's only 16 HP. And with 10 seconds left, that doesn't hit the jumping shot, unfortunately. But there's no way he wins this. He can't find all those kills, and other nade doesn't finish him off. It's the jump shot from Fur. It doesn't matter. It's the end of the half anyways. We're swapping over. 12-3 for MIBR. They've secured themselves a very, very strong start now. And it's, yeah, it's disappointing to see. I gotta say, I was hoping to see a lot more for Complexity. Now on the CT side, it is the side that they usually do slightly better on, as do most teams on Mirage, but I think that to expect 13 rounds from them is a little bit too much. But if you think about it, if they just lose the pistol round, then straight away you're expecting them to win every single gun round from that point forward in order to find a victory. And they can only lose one to find an OT. So MIBR securing the pistol will secure them a really, really strong chance. Shazam, not going to be happy about that. I mean, he barely even peeks and he gets lit down. An easy kill connected straight afterwards, but hold on. Complexity finding the kills out of nowhere. And now the opportunity comes through. The bomb is planted. But with Glocks in play, in a 3 versus 2, Complexity have certainly got the advantage. Tarek holding down, going to be spotted out and taken down. Nice bird's eye view of his corpse. Falling down to 1 versus 1, looking to find it, but not doing it. It's 12-4. Complexity winning at the pistol, at least. And I'm glad to see it, because that puts things into a much more competitive environment, right? They're going to go for the buy here on the Complexity side. Take a couple SMGs, see what they can do on those close range angles, and then it gives them a better chance as well in round number 3. When now MIBR have that full buy, already the AK comes out, actually Fallen drops it over. So they're playing this as a serious raid boss. And Stewie 2K on that AK, he's certainly going to catch them by surprise, I feel. That's so awkward. The timing is off. Stewie gets lit down. He's 3 HP with the AK. And although he finds 1 kill, like at this point it's just not enough. You gotta go for the save on the AK-47. 2,700 in the bank. But Fallen's only got 0. He's a poor man. He was the one to donate over the AK, of course. Just as we expected it to go down, really. Not a whole lot more you can expect. I gotta say, it's a feels bad moment for MIBR, because that offers Complexity and opening back in. Look, they're coming in up against 1 less AK, and at this point, they'll take absolutely anything. Anything they can get is a big bonus for them. Smokes go in. That's Shazam. Nice nade. Little bits of damage connected, you know. It's all about chipping away. Take a look over towards short, though. Stanislaw's there, hiding behind the smoke. It looked like they were going to be pushing in through it. But unluckily for him, they're not going to try to exploit that angle, and he was ready to shut them down as they did. MIBR instead, looking to just go straight up through connector. Fur's already found the opening. They've got to be careful from over on short. Stanislaw, not even going for the peak, though. No trades to go down there for complexity. There's MIBR just walking all over them at the moment. Able to just walk out mid. They're not even worried about short. It wasn't smoked. And now they force complexity out of these positions, and with low money, they have to go for the save. Well, they don't have to, but they decide to go for the save. And that's 13 rounds given over to MIBR. They haven't lost a single player here, so again, that money just starts to build up with the bomb plant as well. You know, they're sitting pretty. Oh, that's a little awkward. Like, they're hunting them down. They're getting so much success. Losing weapons for MIBR, not a big deal. Realistically, they just want to steal these away from complexity to really rob any chance of a victory being connected in the next round. And that's exactly what they're doing. Stanislaw eventually going to be overwhelmed as it's 13-5. Nothing saved over for complexity. They're going to be on the eco. Now, MIBR, I wouldn't be surprised to see them taking up an SMG. Now, they're going to stick with those full AKs, though, just in case. Because at this point, complexity could go for that force buy, and you would be able to forgive them for it. When the pause actually comes through, that is going to be a tactical for complexity, and no doubt, they're discussing exactly that. Do they want to take the force buy and try to connect themselves as much as they can? Take the close range angles, they'll have armor. So maybe they catch MIBR off if they've taken some SMGs. As you can see, though, MIBR and those AKs still going to come into this round with a hefty advantage. Those CZs up close, though, combined with the damage output of the scout, we didn't see Def having too much damage with it before. I think he only connected the one shot before being taken down by Fallen on the AWP. But luckily this time, no op in play, so that gives Def a little bit of an advantage in terms of the range battles. They'll be breaking the vents for him, no doubt, going for the mid-peak. Indeed, indeed, as Shazam gets aggressive towards underpass. That smoke, though, just going to cancel any impact that Def can hope to have. Lit down to 60 by the nade as well. Came straight on through the smoke, no time to react. And Shazam falls with that B aggression. That's the M4 lost. One of the main hopes for the round. The CZs now all that remain, basically, between MIBR and a 14th and potentially and probably a 15th round. This is almost Complexity's last stand in a way. You know, if they don't manage to connect this round here, things spiral out of control for them. They don't have the money to get a buy in the next round. They have to go for another messy force. And MIBR so far haven't had any trouble with just shutting down these kind of rounds, regardless of the side. Def connecting a wallbang. It's just not going to be enough, though. That's the problem. He has to do so much more. Scout in play. Misses the shot. Stanislaw's dropped as well. Nothing to be found at the moment for Complexity except misery and despair, as it's 2v5, and it's the CZs that are looking to close this. No weapons to even pick up, of course. They could go through underpass and save over an M4. It's probably the best outcome for them, realistically, or find an exit and save the AK, but MIBR are going to be relentless in hunting down at this point because they've got so much money that they can afford to. And damn, this is a far more one-sided game than I really expected to see coming through. Like, Complexity are coming at this with 100%, you know? This is their chance to actually make it into that land stage. I think if they lose one of these two maps, that's taken away from them, based on my reading of the stats anyways, or of the standings. This round's certainly not going to go their way. It was a force buy, but you'd be forgiven for thinking it was an eco, as MIBR walk all over them yet again. That's 15-5. Unless Shazam Stewie just takes out the pistol. He doesn't even care. 15-5. Yeah, with that scoreline in play, this is off. You know, it's over. We're looking to Inferno. That's really where we expect to see something come through for Complexity, because right now I think Mirage is certainly a lost cause in their mind. Oh, excuse me. Alright, let's get back into things. Complexity going for the double scouts. You've got a CZs and a Deagle in play as well. It's certainly not the best buy that we've seen come through, but Complexity, regardless of whether they have armor, pistols, rifles, it doesn't matter. MIBR have been taking mid-control and just running up A and finding kills. It's been the situation a couple rounds in a row. Complexity still sitting on that 3-2 setup. And MIBR, they have gone B a couple of times, but I feel like A is definitely their main focus through that mid-split. And that seems to be the case again. This time, it starts with a smoke towards the top of connector. That allows them to entirely focus on taking short once they've cleared out connector. They spot out, okay, nobody's peeking short, nobody's getting aggressive, let's push through. Through the smoke, it's like a strat that Stewie came up with himself. Def going to be blinded. Yay getting aggressive over towards ramp. They feel like it's going to be an A push, so he rotates around. The bomb's already going down, but Yay could get himself in a position to drop this. Never mind. It's being watched. Def coming in with a tag. He spotted out the head of Fallen, but not able to connect the shot. He's dropped as well. It's bodies all around. They're being absolutely destroyed. Android comes in with one, but that's it. I think the first kill in 3 rounds for Complexity, as it finishes off there 16-5. A well-fought game by MIBR. Really nice, really precise, and that's what you love to see coming through. We're going to be going into a second map relatively shortly. Be sure to stay tuned for that. It should be... That was actually a pretty quick game, so I think we should be about 20 minutes or so. I haven't updated the time down the bottom. So just give us a bit. I'll take a look at the other score lines and give you guys a rough time estimate. And we'll catch you guys.
O jogador já avança ali pelo tapete, agora sim, finalmente finalizado, novamente tem o domínio do bombe da A equipe da Energy, e o Fer agora chegando pelo NIP, não tem muito o que fazer, vale mais a pena guardar esse colete, guardar essa CZ, e também o Steel, e você vê ele lá do outro lado, já não tem mais interesse nenhum. O Fer parece que fica por aqui tentando buscar algum armamento ainda, né?
É, deu uma zedada ali. Se o Tark pega pelo menos uma eliminação no tapete, guarda aquela região, ele poderia jogar depois da Smoke ter dissipado. O Fallen chegou matando, o Cold não conseguiu fazer nada ali na cobertura, e aí fica difícil pro Fer e pro Stewie conseguirem chegar a tempo. O segundo ponto dos caras encaixou. É uma grande característica da equipe da Energy nas duas vitórias, tanto em Train como também em Inferno, diante da MVP, é que eles buscam de ITR tirar informação. Você vê que aqui já no controle da banana eles optam por fazer esse domínio, fazer com que a equipe da MIBR recue para o bomb site. Como a MIBR estava forçada, eles não tinham tantas bombas para fazer o controle ou redomínio dessa região, então essa tirada de informação e depois uma execução isolando a região do NIP, que era por onde a MIBR trabalhava com 2 jogadores, ficou uma entrada bem executada, bem fácil, ainda que o Tarek tivesse possibilidade de marotar, ganhar um round por ali. 2-0 para eles.
O Tarek acabou não encaixando os primeiros disparos do CZ, e aí o jogador fez a passagem, e o Brez também depois deu aquela conferida e levou. E olha só o Stewie já buscando aqui bastante dano pra cima do Serk, ele que acaba ficando com 12 de HP. Até então, essa Scout sendo bem utilizada. Esse jogador ali um pouquinho mais apreensivo, né? Pode ser eliminado com qualquer disparo. E por enquanto esse round, novamente, né, econômico da equipe do MIBR. E olha lá, o Steel, ele fez o primeiro disparo e foi buscar a kill, hein? Foi pra cima do Serk, que coloca a vantagem da equipe do MIBR nas mãos da nossa equipe brasileira. E agora trabalhando um pouco mais recuado. Apostaram 3 jogadores lá pra B, hein, Champ?
3 na B e já pegamos uma kill também no bombsite da. Interessante, gostei também do comentário ali no chat, a galera acompanhando, trazendo informações. A seguinte, Marcata, esse mapa não é CT nem TR, é de quem jogar melhor.
Exato, mapa bem equilibrado depois da reformulação. E agora se você já vê aí a Energy toda reunida aqui pela região do carro. O Ethan vai dando uma olhadinha, o Strafe bala, agora sim, com a flashbang ele vai fazendo a entrada, vai dando uma olhadinha, vai checando, acaba abrindo muito bem o Coldzera. Olha só, o round vai brilhando aqui a equipe da MIBR. Vão ficando com 5x3, agora interessantíssimo, 30 segundos, o tempo realmente vai ficando muito curto e parece que a equipe da Energy vai optar por guardar, vamos ver, ou dá pra rotacionar ainda, hein. Dá pra virar pro bomb da A e o Stewie prontamente já puxa sua faca e vai marotando pra dentro do bomb. Round complicado, 15 segundos. Ele precisa apenas eliminar o plant. Vamos ver agora. Vai passando na mira dele. Ele acaba não encaixando o primeiro disparo. Na USP não funciona. E aí já começa a ficar mais perigoso pra equipe do MIBR. Falenzão vem chegando, já vem chegando com muita cautela. Deixa uma smoke. Olha só o Dapri. Vai levando o Falenzão. Na sequência acaba com o Coldzera. E um round que era pra ser da equipe do MIBR acaba sendo, né, convertido pra Energy com essa rotação rápida. Feliz pra eles, pra gente, decepção, hein,